So today we are going to test Gotham Knights, which recently got released in PC on RTX 3060 Ti paired with i3-12100F and 16 gigs of RAM. This game is locked on 30 FPS on console. I don't know why, who the fuck came out with the idea of locking the game to 30 FPS. 60 FPS is understandable, but 30. But this is not the case in PC, luckily. That's why I like PC more than a console. Console is always locked on certain FPS and you can change the settings according to your needs for it. So yeah, we are going to try every preset over this. Again, I don't know why today's games like I played Uncharted 4 and all these kind of games have like only two options: borderless full screen and windowed mode. They don't have full screen. So without going to full screen, I am unable to like utilize in all the 165 hertz of the my monitors. I can lock the hertz to 165. Majority of the game plays on 60 hertz when not in full screen, so I don't know why they don't add it. So yeah, as you can see, we have 3060 Ti. So that's my monitor, Asus VG279QL1A. So we are going to test on 1080p. We think we will keep off. Dynamic resolution is also off. Max FPS this game in PC have 360, so we maxed it out to get maximum FPS. Upscaling, we are not using any kind of upscaling right now. Field of view is on 74. Motion blur is the thing I hate the most, so it is also off. All the other things like here, ray tracing is off as of now, because we are going to start from the lowest preset we have. We will climb up further. So this game have like 4 presets, so we are going to try low first. So I am not going to change any of these settings. They are going to change themselves with the presets. Wait, one settings is not changing automatically, so it is anti-aliasing. So TAA, we are going to use the best anti-aliasing this game have. So yeah, this will stay the same, so we don't see the blurred corners. Okay, so on low we have anti-aliasing on TAA Gen 5. Ray tracing is off, so we are on lowest settings on 1080p right now. So let's apply it. So I feel a huge downgrade in the background, the graphics, downgrade of graphics. So let's try it out in game. As you can see from up here, we are getting like 60 to 70 FPS. We are above 660, so we touched 80. I played a little bit, like I had some fights and all with Reapers, I guess it is called. So yeah, so we have to call the bicycle, I guess. Yep. So cutscenes are locked at 60 FPS, so there is no point of watching the entire cutscene. So on bikes and all, we are getting like 70, 80, 85. So expect to get like 60 to 85 FPS. This game have like very inconsistent FPS. I don't know why. Like usually we take the mean and average in between like 10 FPS. Like most of the game give 60 to 70 FPS on certain settings, then we higher up the settings, so it go to 50 to 40, 40 to 50 FPS. So this game have like very ups and downs in FPS, even in lower preset. So yeah, for the most part you will stay above 60. Don't worry about that. So as you can see, we have like demanding area, and the textures are loading. Also the frame is moving. Like as you can see, texture are loading very late, like arrows on the ground and everything. That's because of low setting we are using. so I don't feel any stutters or anything. Like graph is not that smooth like Uncharted 4 and all that game. Graph is like going up and down, frame time is going up and down, but there are no stutters or anything like that. Like here you won't see cars and all. When we come near you will see cars and all. That's because of low setting. That's not because of anything like bugged out in game. So I guess you got the idea to expect to get 60 to 85 FPS. That's a really big margin to expect. So you will stay in between that on low settings. So let's higher up the settings. So we are not changing anything else. We are just going to change. Also keep in mind we are using anti-aliasing on Gen 5. That's also having a toll on GPU. So anti-aliasing have a really great impact on GPU. So that's also the reason why we are getting like this low FPS. Otherwise we will go like pretty much high FPS. But anti-aliasing is something I don't want to compromise on, or I think anyone won't want to compromise on, because it's something like it sharpens the corners and it smoothens the corners, like big corners of the buildings, bridges and cars. So maxed out the anti-aliasing. So for the sake of trying, let's just try on Gen 4 to see how much gain we get. So as you can see now we are, I feel like we are getting mostly the same FPS, not that much. Though graph is much smoother now, that's for sure. I guess it is little bit much smoother. From smoother I mean like little bit more straight. Like we are getting like more straight line than before. I think that's because of anti-aliasing, but not much of a difference in FPS, so I don't think anyone would want to play on Gen 4 TAA anti-aliasing. So yeah, I got the idea. I guess we should move further up. Let's go to medium, and from now on we won't be trying like Gen 4 TAA, because we already know this won't like have a much of a difference, like 5-10 FPS difference it will give. So now we are on medium. As you can see, ray tracing is still off. All the other settings are here. We did not change anything above. So we are rendering it on native 1080p. So also that keep in mind, we are not using DLSS or FSR or anything, any upscaling algorithm. So yeah, let's try it out in game. So now we are on medium setting. So we touch 49, lowest we touch 49. Previously it was staying above 40 50, I guess. So I don't know why medium is giving more FPS. I feel like that. That's weird. That's weird. So let me recheck it. We are on medium, or it's just in game like if we are on medium. I don't know why it is giving more FPS, like more smoother experience than low. So as you can see, also anti-aliasing on Gen 5. Yes, yeah, anti-aliasing on Gen 5. So it's important to recheck. So as you can see, we are getting like still above 60 for the most part. When we enter into the city, we get like we dropped under 60. Yeah, here I felt a little stutter. Like outside the city, we are not getting under 60. So let's get into the city and see again. So yeah, for outside the city where there is no not much of a population and all. Also this game is using a lot of CPU, so also keep that in mind. So as you can see, in city we are getting like really inconsistent frame time, like still no stutters and anything like that. So yeah, I felt a little stutter, but that was not that much. So in city, so you should expect to get like 40 to 70 80 FPS. Like if inside the city you will get 40 to 60, and outside the city you will get 60 to 80 kind of FPS. So yeah, we did not try lower settings in city, so you will get like above 60 I guess in city, or above 50 in city in lower settings. So I'm feeling a stutter, but that's not like too much that you can't play the game or anything like that. So I guess you got the idea how much FPS you are going to get. Okay, on medium settings, let's move further up. Like it's completely playable, the experience is completely playable. Also we could use the upscaling. Let's try DLSS on quality. So let's see now how much FPS we get in the city, because I feel like we should try DLSS to get much smoother experience. Still frame time is pretty much inconsistent. But I don't feel the stuttering I was feeling before. So for the most part, you will stay above 40. For the most part, you will stay in 50ish range. Even with DLSS on quality, I don't want to go further lower on DLSS because I don't like balanced or performance and ultra performance DLSS because it blurs out the display. I tried in previous games too, so it's not fun to play the game on balance or performance or ultra performance DLSS. Quality DLSS is okay, so we don't want downscale that too much, then upscale it to look like 1080p. So yeah, with DLSS I can say stuttering is gone, like little stuttering I was feeling without DLSS on medium setting, that stuttering is gone. I don't feel any stuttering now. So FPS and frame time are still inconsistent. So let's move further up in the settings. So let's turn it off. Let's turn it off and move. Okay, we were on Gen 4 previously. Wait, let me check. Okay, if we use DLSS, anti-aliasing is off. Like, yeah, that's why. So previously we were on Gen 5, not Gen 4. It just resetted to Gen 4. So yeah, it is off. It is also off. Now we are on high Gen 5 TAA. So everything is here. Ray tracing is still off. We are still not using ray tracing. So let's apply it. It's good, like we don't have to restart the game again and again just to apply the settings. So still above 40. We are not dropping down from 40, like we dropped down here, like we touched 35. So I guess you should expect to get like 35 to 60, 35 to 55 FPS in city. Like if we go out of the city, we will get, I guess, more FPS. So most of the time you will stay in the city. So we should keep the benchmark in the city, I guess. So we can go outside the city too to check. Like on lower preset we didn't check inside the city. I didn't know it would drop that much in the city. So outside the city you will touch 80, like 100, we touched 100. So outside the city it's like this. So outside the city you will stay above 60 like the previous preset, but inside the city it will drop down. So before going inside the city we should turn on DLSS. I felt a little stutter in the city just like the previous preset. So we are going to turn the DLSS on. Again we are going to use quality DLSS. Preset is on high. So outside the city we are getting like really good FPS. Previously we were dropping down to 70ish range. Like I don't know why this game has really inconsistent FPS. It's unoptimized or something like that. I don't know why. This is the most inconsistent benchmark I'm having. Like continuously dropping down of FPS. You you can't even get the idea how much FPS you are going to get. So outside the city you would get like 70ish, 80ish FPS. So inside the city, just like before, we touched 36, but still not no stuttering. So I would say with DLSS you won't feel any stutters or anything like that. Without DLSS you can play this game. This game is pretty much playable, but you will feel stuttering without DLSS. So on quality FPS we are good. Like I don't think we should drop the DLSS down to balance our performance, because I don't feel the need of it, as we are having like good playable experience. So you can get like stable FPS, stable frame time in this game. Like inconsistency is there for some reason. So yeah, I guess you got the idea. This game is also using a lot of CPU. As you can see, CPU is on 80, 75 to 85 degrees centigrades. I'm using stock Intel Gen cooler. I'm not using any cooler. On the stock cooler it is going this up this much. So this much is pretty much CPU intensive. So here quality DLSS I'm not feeling any stuttering. Here I felt a little lag, but not that stuttering, like frame stuck and then got released. So let's move further up where it is. Let's turn it off and go to highest reset. We maxed out the setting, still ray tracing is off. After that we will test ray tracing on highest, because I don't think ray tracing would work without DLSS. We will feel a lot of stuttering. So yeah, all the things are here. Dynamic resolution is off, so let's apply it. Let me just recheck. Yeah, we are maxed out setting without ray tracing, without DLSS on 1080p. So what I concluded is this game is like more CPU intensive. Like you need a really good CPU paired with GPU to play this game. Just like Uncharted 4. Uncharted 4 is also a CPU intensive game. You can't even run Uncharted 4 on third generation or second generation CPU, in second, third generation CPU. I don't know about this game because I did not try this game on lower generation CPUs. Uh, so as you can see, let's go outside the city. Outside the city, just like before, no, there, there is like we are getting 70ish, 80ish, 90ish FPS just like before. Nothing changed much, but I can say the water quality increased dramatically with ultra preset. Like in lower preset you won't see that kind of reflections. Even ray tracing is still off. If we turn on the ray tracing it will look really good. the reflections and all, so I can say that. So on ultra precise this game is like looking, reflections are looking really beautiful. Also I want to check something out. Previously on low the cars were not loading, so yeah, I guess that's in the game, like texture don't load, doesn't load, like car doesn't load. This is the case with this specific car, like behind that car is loaded, but this car keep going away, like you can see it goes away. I don't know why this game is like really weird to test. So yeah, inside the city now I'm feeling stuttering, really inconsistent frame time, I'm feeling little lag, and but gameplay isn't that much smooth. Let's roam around a little bit. So yeah, again stuttering. So it's not that much, like you just turn off the game, but it's there. I have to let you know that it is there. So I guess still I would just use quality DLSS together, because this game looks pretty good, and we are having we are not having like that unplayable experience where we have to turn DLSS on balance, on ultra performance or performance. Like we are having pretty much good playable experience, so we should not crank up the DLSS and lower the resolution, downscale the image and get the blurry image. So yeah, you got the idea. Let's run on the DLSS on quality. Where it is? Here it is. So it is like it has Intel Arc GPU upscaling too. That's nice. So nvidia DLSS on quality, we are on maxed out setting with DLSS on now. Ray tracing is still off. So let's recheck. 1080p DLSS on quality, highest setting, ray tracing off. Okay. So yeah, just like before, stuttering gone with quality DLSS, but still I feel like game is not that smooth like it was in medium preset. I guess you should expect to stay above 30. So it's safe to say like you would stay above 30 FPS, like it the FPS which this game is locked on console. So you would stay above 30 FPS. You can easily play this game on above 30 FPS, or you can say above 35 or 40, I can say. So that's for sure. For the most part you will stay in between 30 40ish range, 40ish or 50ish range on max shot preset with DLSS quality. So yeah, again the same result like DLSS on quality, we stuttering is gone. Let's go outside the city if we can. Yeah, this is some other bridge. Okay, we can go. Oh, I thought we can. I don't really know how to play this game. Oh, helicopter is behind us. But so yeah, I guess you got the idea how much FPS you're gonna get outside the city. Again, the same old story. For the most part, you will stay in. That was a nice cinematics. That could be the nice cinematics. You would stay above like 60 fps on in city, you will drop down to 40. Okay, out of playable area we have to stay in playable area. Okay, so you got the idea. Let's turn on the ray tracing first without any upscaling. Okay, it is off. Turn it to Gen 5. Let's apply. Screen is stuck when we applied the settings. So ray tracing is on now on. Maxed out settings on 1080p native. So as you can see, 1080p native, we are on max setting available in this game, like without any DLSS or anything, like with ray tracing and all the stuff. So I'm feeling a lot of stutters even in the start. Like, okay, Visishta. Okay, man. We shouldn't do that. We have to test more. Let's skip this so we can go in the city and test. So we are again back in the Gotham city. So as you can see from above, where textures are really demanding, we are on maxed out setting without DLSS on ray tracing. Previously we went in the building, so that was the mission. Accidentally I went inside the building. So yeah, we need to try, let's call the bike and continue our benchmark. So as you can see, on ray tracing, max out setting on ray tracing, we are getting like 30ish fps for the most part. I'm feeling a lot more stutter, and this is now somewhat unplayable experience, I would say. No one would prefer to play like this with the stutter and getting like 30ish fps. So very inconsistent frame time, same old story. So we should, I guess, turn the DLSS on. So with DLSS on quality, maxed out settings, everything is here. Ray tracing is on. So now we are getting like above 50 fps, like above 40. So we won't go in the 30ish range. We dropped it down for blink of an eye. I'm feeling the stutters. Still stutters are present, just like previously. Without ray tracing, the stutters vanished when we turned the DLSS on, but there are still stutters. So very little stutter like before without DLSS we are facing. So we would stay in 40ish range for the most part with DLSS on quality. We will drop down to 30ish range, but it would be for blink of an eye. So outside the city, we are now outside the city. Outside the city, previously we were getting like above 70, 80, 90 fps. So we touch 75. So we won't go above 75. I guess you get the idea. Let's turn DLSS on balance because I feel like we should try this on. We won't go below that, below balanced. So on balanced DLSS, let's say little more smoother experience, but personally I would prefer to stay on quality, I guess. Like I'm trying to see the textures, the corners around, like how my downscale. It did not feel like it downscaled, but I would still prefer to stay on quality DLSS. Those stutters are gone now. With quality DLSS, we were facing somewhat stutters, but now stutters are gone with balanced DLSS. So there is no point to going below that because we wanted that we don't get any stutters or anything, but so we achieved that. So there is no point going downscale it more. So yeah, I guess you got the idea how much FPS you are going to get. We tried every preset. On ray tracing, we tried the maximum preset available. So also we tried DLSS where we felt the need of one thing is left. I guess we should try DLSS of, and on high we should try ray tracing. Many of would many of you would like to play like this on high, and on ray tracing. So DLSS is off. So on high with ray tracing on, that's much smoother experience than the maxed out settings. You can play this without DLSS, I guess. Like we are not dropping down in the 30ish range. Like we just touched 36 at just for blink of an eye. So there are no stutters, not that much of a stutter like we were feeling. Like here I felt a little stutter. Not much of a stutter like we felt here I felt it. So you can say during certain movement you would feel stutter, but not like in ultra preset, like highest preset we were facing. So if we turn quality DLSS here, I would say this would be the best experience to play this game. On quality, apply. So DLSS on quality, ray tracing is on, we are on high preset. So I guess this is the best preset you can play this game on, like on high, if you really wanna play on ray tracing. Though I don't feel like you need ray tracing because reflections without ray tracing are pretty much good in this game. So there are no stutters now and pretty smooth gameplay as before. Still we are not above 60. So with ray tracing I don't think we can go above 60. We can go above 60 if we turn the preset too low, but that's not a point to play on ray tracing. Like there is no point to turn on the ray tracing on lower preset. Here we touched above 60, so for the most part we are staying in 50ish to 60ish range. Like if we go outside the city, here is the bridge. Like if we go outside the city, now we would get like 70ish FPS. Still we are not going in 80ish range like before, but that's good. I guess you got the idea how much FPS you are going to get. This is the best preset to play this game with ray tracing, and if you don't want to use ray tracing, you can crank up the settings to highest and keep the ray tracing off. Without DLSS you can play on native 1080p. So until now I did not feel any stutter with this preset. So I guess you got the idea.